You know, there's one shift, one single mindset that changed everything for me. Not in a year, not in a month, but immediately. It's the kind of shift that hits you in the middle of your chaos, when you're tired of overthinking, tired of waiting, tired of doubting, and suddenly you see it. You realize it was never the world that had to change. It was you. And when you truly get that, when you finally understand that your outer world is nothing more than a mirror of your inner world, everything starts to move. The job, the people, the opportunities, even the peace you've been chasing for years, all of it begins to unfold before you, as if life was just waiting for you to flip that mental switch. That's it. That's the mindset that changed my life. I am responsible. Not partially, not when it's easy, but fully. Every single thing that happens through me, I own it. My reactions, my attitude, my time, my thoughts, mine. The day I stopped blaming people, stopped blaming circumstances, stopped blaming the past, that's the day my life took off like a rocket. I realized something powerful. People spend years trying to fix things around them without realizing that what they're seeing is just a reflection of who they've become. The toxic friend? A mirror of the boundaries you never set. The failed opportunity? A mirror of the effort you never gave. The self-doubt? A mirror of the stories you keep replaying. So I stopped waiting for the world to treat me differently and started treating myself differently. That was the shift. That was the mindset. Let me be real with you. Before this mindset hit me, I was a walking excuse machine. I used to say, I can't because I don't have time. I can't because I don't know enough. I can't because people won't support me. And every time I said that, I was building my own cage. A cage of fear. A cage of doubt. Age of comfort. But here's the truth. Your excuses sound logical until you watch someone with half your resources doing twice as much. That's when you realize it's not about what you have. It's about how you think. So I asked myself one question. What if the problem was never lack of time, or money, or people? What if the problem was my mindset? That question changed everything. It wasn't during a big success moment. It wasn't when I achieved something huge. It was an ordinary day. I was scrolling on my phone, comparing myself, feeling stuck, and suddenly, I realized, I'm living in reaction. I'm reacting to life instead of creating it. Think about that for a second. How many times do you wake up and instantly react? React to your notifications. React to your job. React to people's opinions. You're constantly adjusting to everything outside you, and that's why you feel lost inside. So I stopped reacting and started directing. I decided, I will no longer wait for motivation. I will create it. I will no longer wait for validation. I will give it to myself. I will no longer wait for opportunities. I will build them. That single mental shift flipped my entire life's direction. Let's talk energy, not in a spiritual cliché way, but in a real practical sense. When your mindset is that of victimhood, your energy says, life happens to me. When your mindset shifts to ownership, your energy says, life happens for me. The same situation hits differently because you're no longer asking, why is this happening to me? You're asking, what is this trying to teach me? That's power, that's growth. And when you do that, people feel it. Your energy changes rooms before your words do. The world starts responding to you differently because you started responding to it differently. Here's what I learned. The mind believes whatever you feed it, consistently. If you tell yourself you're stuck, the brain starts finding proof that you are. If you tell yourself you're powerful, it starts finding proof of that too. So I changed my inner language. I started saying, I am capable. I am in control. I am not behind. I'm being prepared. And within weeks, not years, my outer world began to mirror that belief. You see, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you deserve. Once I started acting like I was the architect of my own life, opportunities started finding me instead of me chasing them. Here's the part most people miss. Taking full responsibility isn't about guilt. It's about freedom. When you blame others, you give away your power. When you own it, even when it's hard, you take your power back. And that power changes the way you wake up, walk, talk, and decide. You stop asking for permission to live fully. You realize you're not behind, you're not broken, you're not unlucky. You just needed to change your internal story. When I started living with this mindset, here's what happened. Immediately. Clarity replaced confusion. Because now, instead of asking, why me, I started asking, what can I do? Confidence replaced fear. Because when you own your life, fear doesn't stand a chance. Peace replaced chaos. Because control doesn't come from forcing outcomes. It comes from mastering your response. Every single aspect of my life, career, relationships, self-worth, elevated because I stopped waiting for change and became the change. You might be thinking, how can something change your life immediately? It's because the moment you decide to take responsibility, your perception shifts. And your perception is your reality. Once your mind changes, the way you see the world changes. And when that happens, the world can't help but change back. You start noticing things you were blind to before. Opportunities that were always there suddenly make sense. Your confidence multiplies. You walk differently. You talk differently. You vibrate differently. Because you've stopped asking for life to be easier and started asking yourself to be stronger. Today, every decision I make passes through one question. Am I taking ownership or making excuses? If I'm complaining, I stop and remind myself, you're responsible. If I'm doubting, I say, you're responsible. If I'm procrastinating, I whisper, you're responsible. And that one phrase pulls me out of laziness, fear, and uncertainty. Instantly. It's not about being perfect. It's about being accountable. Because the people who win in life aren't the ones who have perfect circumstances. They're the ones who refuse to stay victims of their own mind. So here's my challenge for you today, starting right now. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop overthinking. Take one thing in your life that you've been avoiding and say out loud, this is my responsibility. Then watch how fast your brain switches from panic to purpose. Watch how fast your energy goes from stuck to unstoppable. Because once you take ownership of your life, the universe starts moving with you, not against you. The one mindset that changed my life immediately wasn't something I read in a book. It wasn't something someone gave me. It was something I decided. The decision to take full responsibility for everything in my life, my emotions, my habits, my growth, unlocked a version of me I never knew existed. And that version is unstoppable. So, to everyone watching this, if you truly want to change your life, don't wait for the world to shift. Shift your mindset, shift your focus, shift your energy. Because the moment you say, I am responsible, your life starts moving immediately.